Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. It finally happened.
Hilo, oh boy.
Oh, Hilo. Oh, Hilo's excited too. Finally got that trailer.
We gotta get you some snow boots.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Do you think his little feet were cold?
I assume they got him some snow boots.
I hope so. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all excited as we are. We're going to talk about the Season 2 trailer for The Mandalorian today. Real quick, I figure everyone kind of got my breakdown video if they'd watched it, but I wanted to get your thoughts, Molly, if Hilo will let you.
I don't think he will.
Come here, Hilo. Come here. Bother me for a while and let Molly talk.
I thought the trailer was great. I agree with pretty much everything you said. I love that they didn't give away too much. Like, we just got just enough. Got a couple of different planets. Pretty sure Tatooine is one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I even checked the title because I was like, is this a teaser or is it a trailer? And it is listed as a trailer, but I looked back at the other ones for season 1 and they were all kind of the same. Like, this is actually the longest trailer that they've done so far for either season. It's still, but it felt like a teaser, and I'm happy about that. Not any plot given away. Just kind of a reminder of here's where we left off. Here's what Din Djarin's mission is.
Yeah. I'm excited about all the different locations. We've got water. We have ice.
You're naming elements.
Well, in Star Wars, there are water planets and there are ice planets.
And you've got your fire planet, and you have your billion desert planets.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree that there were some cool new locations. I was probably most interested in that new, like, rundown city looking thing.
With all the graffiti?
Yeah. I don't know why I like that. I just kind of liked that vibe. It reminded me of Nar Shaddaa. I don't think that's what it is. I don't know if it's Nar Shaddaa or Nar Shaddaa. People always yell at me for my pronunciations, but I feel like the Smuggler's Moon would be such a cool location to visit in The Mandalorian at some point, but this is close enough. It looks like a little mini version of that, just kind of a really grungy. Obviously, this is where the scum and villainy side of the galaxy hangs out.
Yeah, where the fighting rings are.
Right. The Gamorrean Fight Club.
Those Gamorrean guards looked pretty fit.
Oh, yeah, I did like that.
Yeah, like maybe they've been working out, going on some runs.
It's so weird when you see Star Wars stuff and then all they have to do is change it a little bit and you're like, ooh, I like that. Like, I remember when Rogue One was coming out and it was that shot of the Death Star, but it was upside down in space. And it was like, ooh, it's like literally nothing is different about it.
Never seen it like that before.
Well, I've never seen it upside down. But yeah, now it's like, ooh, skinny Gamorreans. What's next?
We got to see all the Quarren on that ship.
I like that. Yeah, and I think there was some Mon Calamari too. I saw people talking about that, and
we saw some alien species from the back, and one of them had like a tank of water.
I thought it was Spotchka.
Oh, maybe it was Spotchka.
It was like blue and glowing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were kind of like reusing some props.
Yeah. You think they were like going around offering people drinks?
Maybe. Just here, have some krill.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to have plenty of questions about everything in there. I'm trying to think if there's anything I just wanted to touch on off the bat.
Mando gets his little fireflies back.
Yeah, we were worried that he just used all of them. Maybe he has kind of like a pocket full. Maybe in his little man purse where he's carrying Baby Yoda. You also have a bunch of those whispering birds. Is that what they were called?
Yeah. Wisties, I don't know.
The Wisties, no. That'd be funny if he shot little fairies out of his... That's when he goes to Endor eventually. Because
didn't he get those from the armorer?
Uh-huh.
So we heard her voice, but that was dialogue from season 1.
Yeah, that was all just kind of this is what Din is doing now. He has his mission. Here we go. And here, let's talk about this, because I'm still kind of the opinion, I don't know, something about the way she talks about it in the first season. I still kind of think he's looking for the Yoda species, but I don't know, something about the way it was handled within context of this trailer did make me lean more towards he might be looking for the Jedi. And they say as much in the trailer, or in the first season. Mm-hmm. He's like, you want me to go find a group of enemy sorcerers? And I guess I was kind of interpreting that as all of the Yoda species probably have like some level of force sensitivity, and he's just assuming they're all sorcerers.
Yeah, so we're not really sure if he's trying to track down a certain person, or like a temple,
or just the Jedi in general,
or his species.
I still am leaning towards it being the species, because I think that would be a really cool journey for us to go on with him as the audience.
How do you do that, though?
Exactly. How would you do that? And
people would be like, where do I find more of these?
This, but maybe a little bigger. Like not way bigger, but a little bigger.
This, but it talks funny.
Like, to me, that's such a mysterious species, and I still am like, I don't want to learn too much about them. But if the final episode were like, he found the planet, and there are a handful of other Yoda beings there, and he has a tearful goodbye. No. Well, like, that to me is a happier ending than like, oh, I found Luke Skywalker, here, train this baby, and like, we know that's not going to end well.
Yeah, I feel like if he went through all the trouble to find the species where Yoda originated from, and was like, here you go, he's your problem now, like, no way, Baby Yoda would be like,
Well, maybe Din stays with them. Maybe he hangs up his helmet finally, because like, that's kind of in episode 4 of season 1. He's not ready to take off his helmet and stop this life of mercenaryhood, and he still seems like he's embroiled in some of that scum and villainy stuff, going into fighting rings and all that. But
yeah, it's just hard to think of where the show is going with or without the child.
Yeah.
Like, are we still going to get seasons of this show without the child in it?
Yeah, well, to me, I don't think so. Like, that has become the story, and I think there's going to be a lot of Mandalorian-related stuff along the way. Like, we've heard rumors that Bo-Katan's going to be in it. I'm like, fully on board with that. The Darksaber's already in it. Like, we're going to learn more about the Mandalorians. I think it's going to be kind of a simultaneous story where the Mandalorian people kind of earn their honor back, their position in the galaxy back. But also, I think a lot of that is good. Like, the heart of the show is the Mandalorian and the baby.
Yeah. Does the baby still have the little necklace?
I didn't notice. I imagine it's tucked in his little pouch, whatever he's wearing, his burlap sack.
What's the
crest?
Yeah, he needs the crest, like, on his little sack. I don't know what he's wearing.
Hopefully he gets his set of armor like he wants so bad eventually. I've got some more ideas on my mind, but I see some questions rolling in.
Yeah,
so
let's talk about some of the super chats, and then obviously there's another big component of the trailer that we want to talk about.
There's multiple. And oh, what's up, Charlie Ashby? Good to see you. And
hey, Charlie.
Just damn, we're almost at 800 viewers. I think that's already the best live stream we've ever had.
Hi guys. Guess what? We finally got this trailer. We finally got it. We can all rest now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Until I just said I'd answer questions, but I'm also like, I'm kind of thinking we're gonna get one more trailer. I would be fine if we don't, but looking at how it went last year, 2 weeks before season 1 premiered, there was another trailer.
We'll get into that stuff.
Yeah. The Basement Lounge, thank you so much for a super chat. Just said, Baby Yoda said, nope, this is not the way.
Yep.
That was probably,
Shut that down.
that's my favorite moment of the trailer, honestly. I thought it was funny. It was adorable. I know you squealed when it happened.
I was like, oh, and I immediately was like, well, there's the GIF for everyone to use for every occasion for the rest of the year.
And I've already seen it pop up a lot, and multiple versions of it. Like one where he's just hitting the button, but one that says like, nope. And so yeah. I mean, it just goes to show like Star Wars can have kind of like this gritty feel to it, but also like a little green puppet, and that was clearly the puppet to me. I think it was. It just do the magic hand thing. Like this little puppet is doing something goofy in the middle of like what I assume is going to be some violence.
Yeah.
So that's just I love the balance that they strike between the goofy and the, I don't know what to say, the more intense stuff.
Well, yeah, I imagine we'll see the child doing a few more things that are like more expressive, I guess. Like we got to see him be a little bit expressive in season 1, and now I think stuff like that, he like his speech, I don't know what you would call it, his cooing is going to be, I think, a little bit more vocal, but no words, I don't think.
I mean, Pedro Pascal in the Entertainment Weekly interview said that it picks up immediately after season 1. I don't think it's going to be like immediate, but it's just there's not going to be a significant time jump. The baby's still going to be basically 50.
Yeah.
What a ridiculous sentence.
I'm 50.
That's a meme waiting to happen.
Wait, I'm 50.
we gotta get that SNL skit. Megan Wilson, thank you so much for a super chat. The shot with the stormtroopers going into the canyon on speeder bikes, did that look like the base at the top of the mountain on Zepho to you? It did appear like I think they looked similar. I absolutely think that's still Navarro. When first of all, loved that shot.
Yeah.
Like it's a very Darth Maul thing to do. Just like ride my bike straight off a cliff and plummet. Just hope the repulsors don't give out.
Yeah, they're really testing those speeder bikes to their limits. But we see a river of lava, correct?
Yeah.
So maybe still Navarro.
I think it's still Navarro. Zepho doesn't have any lava on it that I can recall. I would love some Fallen Order connections, and I think there is still some potential there, sort of. But yeah, it looks to me like, well, we know we're going back to Navarro because of the shot with Greef Karga, and we know we're going back to Tatooine because of the Bantha and the Tusken Raider. I do think those are the only two familiar planets that we saw. The other locations all seemed new, or at least new to the series.
Yeah. The Bantha looked so good.
I liked the Bantha, yeah. I mean, like, I'm gonna harp on this again, I guess, but just say that I'm not like Tatooine again.
Yes, we have to go back to Tatooine. That's where we left off.
Why does everyone want to go back to Tatooine?
With what's her name?
Yeah, Fennec Shand.
Shand. She's alive. I think she's alive.
I guess for me that it just, A, we go to desert planets far too often for my taste, but B, it kind of screams like we're doing this because of production and to save on budget, which fine. Like we built these sets. I bet they're going to use them for Kenobi as well. Why don't we use them one more time? And that, like, if that means that other episodes get to be bigger and better, if that's the sacrifice they're making, then okay. And also, if those rumors of Cobb Vanth are true, I'm on board for that. Like, I do think that there's some good Mando stuff to explore there.
Yeah, because is Cobb Vanth on Tatooine?
The last we saw, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he's headed to find him, or he's told that this is where he is. Maybe they know each other.
Right. Well, maybe. Hadn't thought of that. I think it's probably, I don't know, maybe he's hunting a bounty. Maybe he's sent after Boba Fett, and they're like, we've heard that he's in Freetown on Tatooine, and he's going to find Boba Fett, and it's not Boba Fett. Like, I do think it's another chance to explore. I'm very into this idea that the show is about, like, what does it mean to be a Mandalorian? And Din obviously is very into the armor and the rituals and the rules. And even though he was doing all that, the other Mandalorians didn't respect him. But they did respect him when he started to help someone in need. So I think that's... Like, I think Din is going to learn what it means to be a Mandalorian. I would like to see him be challenged on some of that stuff. And Cobb Vanth wearing Mandalorian armor while not being a Mandalorian is a good way to challenge him, I think. Mm-hmm. So.
Plus, we know that Grief Karga maybe got a promotion. He's got some new...
He looks good.
He's got some new kicks. Maybe he's getting better bounties.
They had budget for one new costume in season 2, and Carl Weathers was like, "It's mine. Give it to me."
Yeah. Well, didn't he have a hole in his other one?
Oh, that's true. He did get shot.
He had to get a new outfit.
That's fair. Red Tornado 98. The prodigal son returns. Thanks for the super chat. Is the Mandalorian the prodigal son? I don't know.
Maybe it's this guy.
Maybe he could kind of be, if he's returning to the Mandalorian fold over time. Lewis Sutcliffe, thank you for the super chat. If we see the Mando Purge, here's hoping we see live action Purge troopers. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting.
We saw them at Celebration.
Yeah. You know what they mean.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting because, like, Purge troopers are meant for Jedi, but if they've purged all the Jedi, it's like, oh, we got these leftover troopers just sitting around. I mean, they gotta be used for something. Yeah. I think that would be cool. I was expecting to see a little more from Moff Gideon, the Darksaber.
All we saw were those TIE fighters, assuming, again, on...
Navarro.
Navarro.
Very little Imperial presence in this.
Now there's more of them.
More speeder bikes. Yeah. But I thought that once they revealed the Darksaber, that would be kind of like Baby Yoda. That would be another thing that they used to really be like, boom, marketing, yeah. So I'm surprised Moff Gideon didn't show up. I'm surprised the Darksaber wasn't in there.
I mean, I assume they're saving that for either the next trailer, the next whatever TV spot we get, or they're going to keep it on the DL until it comes out.
Yeah, and I'm still like, I think it makes sense, or at least for someone who already knows what the Darksaber is, I'm like, yeah, let's show us some new stuff. Get me excited about new things. But I mean, I'm not sick of seeing a live action Darksaber yet. And also, I'm just hopeful that Moff Gideon is in the season more.
Yeah. They disappeared.
Huh?
They went away.
What did?
The super chats.
They're right there.
I can't scroll up anymore.
That's the top.
Oh, sorry. This has happened before. That we talked too long and we missed some.
Yeah, that's why I pulled it up this way. I did it a different way so we can, like, the chat can last longer.
Okay.
Fancy.
What you're doing. Matt Thornton, thank you for the super chat. Did
I was not done.
Well, I'll get to your super chat in a second.
Yeah, you were just getting all weird about technical difficulties that don't exist yet.
Today is a good day.
I'm having a good time.
Let's have a good time.
I'm having a good time. Hilo's not up here jumping on you. I'm gonna poke you. Well, I mean, what do you think? Are you not surprised that Moff Gideon was in it? I guess I'm a little worried that means he's not going to be in the show all that much, and I want him to be a more present villain.
I think they're just saving it.
I guess. Okay, I'm just saying. I loved him in the 2 episodes we got to see him in, and I want to see him come back.
Yeah, I think his story might converge with, if we get Bo-Katan in season 2, might converge with her. Maybe they don't want to show anything about her in any of the trailers. or anything else about the Darksaber. Or maybe we'll just get like a quick flash of him fighting with it, and we don't know who he's fighting.
He has said, he has said like he fights with the Darksaber and he's good at it. Like Giancarlo Esposito said that.
Could you imagine though if he was bad at it?
Dropping it. That just kind of reminded me, this is off topic sort of, but when Giancarlo Esposito was nominated for an Emmy, his little like Twitter reaction to it was the most wholesome thing. So for a man who I mostly know
From Breaking Bad,
as playing bad guys, he seems so sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Matt Thornton, thank you for the super chat. I'm glad they didn't show any rumored characters in the trailer. It makes the anticipation all the more greater. Exactly.
I completely agree.
All the rumors for Ahsoka, Sabine, whoever else has been
Rex,
rumored.
Boba Fett, Cobb Vanth. Like, yeah, it would have been very easy for them to build up hype and be like, boom, here's this, boom, here's that. But I'm glad that they didn't go that route. Ahsoka was still trending on Twitter. So it's like they didn't even have to put her in the trailer for people to be talking about it. But yeah, if all that stuff is true, I would rather be surprised when it happens. Like I was just telling Molly, if we see it in the trailer, I'm the kind of annoying brain person that I'll see the set and I'll be like, oh, Ahsoka's about to show up. And I don't want that to happen. I want it to be a surprise to me.
Yeah.
So I do hope that they keep, despite all this stuff apparently leaking out, I want them to keep it all. Just pretend it didn't.
Yeah.
Keep it a surprise.
And we were talking about this while we were walking the dog earlier. Whenever we find out which episode Dave Filoni is directing, that is probably going to be the episode that we may or may not see Ahsoka.
That seems like a good guess. Which I think we know Jon Favreau is directing the premiere. I think that's what Entertainment Weekly said. So yeah. Ahsoka's probably not in that one, but...
Do we want to talk about the hooded so-and-so yet?
Well, why don't we read the Jamie Hunt? Thank you for the super chat. We'll start. She has two questions. Do you think the ice planet is Ilum, and who do you think is the female in the cloak? Let's start with the cloak. I don't know. I mean, Sasha Banks was rumored for just to be a part of the cast. I read that, and I've seen...
That has to be her.
Oh, it's definitely her. Yeah, that Sasha Banks retweeted the trailer, and on Instagram posted the poster and her face from the trailer, and said this is the way. And Katie Sackhoff responded to her tweet and just said like, so proud of you.
Ooh.
Like, that's Sasha Banks. Who is she? I've heard tons of rumors that she's Sabine. I don't think I buy that. It just, no.
Yeah, I don't know who she's going to be, and she doesn't have much acting experience, so that tells me maybe she's not a huge part, a huge character, but maybe she will be a link to a larger character.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a cameo appearance. I guess I'm more... Sabine is Asian, and Sasha Banks is not. So I don't think fans, especially Asian fans of Sabine, would, and nor should they take that lightly. It's just...
And I don't think Dave Filoni would cast...
I agree.
...her as Sabine.
I agree. So I don't think she's Sabine. And also it's just the way the narration is going at that point in the trailer. It's like they're talking about the sorcerers and she's looking all sinister and she disappears. That could all be red herring stuff. She could very well be an ally, but they're definitely trying to sell in the trailer that she's someone to be feared.
I mean, she could be just another bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Or she could be a friend of Gina Carano's character.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope that they would just be, instead of like acting all shifty behind boxes, be like, hi, I'm here to help.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to decide between, are they trying to throw us off the scent right now? And is she actually a good person? That's kind of like, I'm going into my Lord of the Rings mode of, I think she's giving me Strider vibes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Shifty person, keeping tabs, but actually here to help.
Yeah.
Instead of presenting themselves as like, hi, I'm super helpful, and then I'm going to stab you in the back.
Dude, like, I mean, there's so many options. We barely got anything from the trailer other than, yeah, they were kind of making it seem like she might be a Jedi or some weird sorceress. I saw some people talking about Night Sisters.
That's how Freedom Fighter 777 just said, I hope she's a Night Sister.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why. I don't see why not.
She doesn't look like a Night Sister that we've seen, but the new Clone Wars Stories of Light and Dark book confirmed that there are multiple tribes of Night Sisters. So, well, there are multiple tribes of witches of Dathomir. The Night Sisters are the most prominent, but she still could be like a Force wielder. Now, that would be interesting. If Din Djarin is looking for sorcerers, he might not find the Jedi, but he comes across a witch.
A Night Sister?
Yeah, and like they're not all evil, so that would be interesting if he were to, because the Jedi are largely extinct at this point. It's like Luke and Leia, and that's it. So probably hard to find them. And if instead he comes across another type of Force user, I'm kind of into that idea.
I feel like it's a stretch, but if that were the case, it would excite me. That would be really cool.
It's an interesting idea of like, I could see it as just kind of this temptation of him having to figure out, did I find his people? I found a Force user. I found someone with talents like his, but I don't know if I feel good about leaving him with someone who, I mean, the witches of Dathomir, while they're not all evil, they use the dark side. So he might not feel so good about dropping his son off at dark side school. But to jump back to the other question, do I think the ice planet is Ilum? Kinda. I don't want to let my hype get away from me.
I saw some people posting pictures of it from Jedi Fallen Order and like side by side. Again, there's really not much in the trailer that we can identify that tells us anything specific other than it's an ice planet with a cave.
And some canyons.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Hoth didn't have many like jagged looking caves on it. And there was that one cave that had the Wampa in it. Unfortunate.
I think the most likely scenario is that it's probably just a new ice planet. But I do love the idea that it's Ilum. It's like one of those I keep going back and forth where
I hope it is Ilum.
I think it would be super cool. It's more of a timeline thing where I'm like, okay, so 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, the Empire's already there. They're already turning it into Starkiller Base.
Well, didn't we get news like a long time ago that we might see the beginnings of the First Order?
Yes, and that would be a good way to... So again, it's all timeline where are they going to be there? And at this point, Ilum is abandoned. Maybe the construction project has been left behind and then the First Order shows up later. Maybe they're just on a part of the planet that isn't under construction. But yeah, Jon Favreau, the way I interpreted that originally, he was like, yeah, we're going to kind of touch on the origins of the First Order. I took that as we're going to look at the New Republic and how they are and kind of the state of the galaxy and what allowed something like the First Order to rise up in the first place. Like, I don't think we're going to see a young General Hux walking around.
I had a thought. We don't know what planet Vader found Ahsoka's lightsabers on, do we?
No.
But it had snow.
It did have snow. It didn't look like it was fully covered in ice, though, the way... It's an interesting thought.
But it's been a while.
It's an interesting thought.
Maybe that's where he meets up with Ahsoka.
She just hanging out there where she almost died. That'd be kind of sad.
I mean, that's where Force or the Kyber crystals are. It's just like it's an important planet.
Well, Ilum is, but that's not where Ahsoka crashed.
We don't know.
No, it's not. We do know.
We don't know.
We do know.
Yeah, it could be Ilum. It could be some other icy planet. We don't know.
It's I can go back and forth in like, yes, it is Ilum. No, it's not all day. Where I'm also like, how would he find it? Maybe he meets up with Ahsoka and maybe she tells him how to get there. And like it does, if he's trying to find the Jedi, Ilum is a pretty cool place to stop and find information about them.
Yeah, and Starkiller Base is Ilum confirmed from Fallen Order. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm just like, is the First Order there now, or the Empire? I mean, we did see the interior of one Imperial base with stormtroopers. I assumed that was Navarro, but it might be on Ilum. Who knows?
Who knows?
I would love it if it were Ilum. I'm just trying not to get my hopes up about it.
Yeah. Jake Berlin, what's up, Jake? Hope you're still watching. Thanks for the super chat. So much goodness in this. I'm obsessed with the Ilum idea. Can't believe it didn't cross my mind before you said it.
Wish we had read that before. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was still just, I can't decide. Love the idea of it. And with Dave Filoni involved, I'm like, yeah. Anything that's a Clone Wars connection, I'm like, Dave's there. It makes sense. It would be cool. I'm always down to see live action iterations of something that was animated.
Yeah.
Especially locations. That's always fun. Oh, this has been like right at the top of my mind, and I keep meaning to mention it, like when we talked about Night Sisters. Someone pointed it out in our YouTube comments for the breakdown. The final person that the Mandalorian kills in that arena thing at the end of the trailer looked like a Night Brother, and even I think was armed with the weapon that the Night Brothers have in Fallen Order. I have to go back and rewatch it and check, but if it kind of sounds like it, and I'm like, that's a really cool connection.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine they would easily be found in fighting rings like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was a cool catch.
Yeah.
Alex Franco, thank you for the very generous super chat. You were rewatching The Mandalorian, and IG-11 said his orders were to kill the child, and when Mando went to rescue the child, the scientist said, please don't hurt it. Do you think there's another party aiming to kill the child? I'm guessing maybe like warring factions within the Empire. Mm-hmm. Gideon sounds like he really wants it. Pershing obviously wants it alive. I can't tell if Gideon cares or not, because there were some times where he was pretty careless
yeah.
around the child.
It sounds like whoever wants it dead or alive thinks that whatever they want to do with the child, experiments and whatnot, it doesn't matter if it's alive or dead. And then maybe other people know a little bit more, and they're like, no, we want it alive, like the scientist guy.
Yeah, the scientist probably wants to study him, but also seemed to care a little bit. Werner Herzog definitely didn't care. He was like, dead's fine. I think Gideon would prefer it alive, but he also sent a flamethrower after it and like shot a TIE fighter at it. So he might just want it. It's kind of like an if I can't have it, no one can.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about like so that gladiator fighting ring, and everyone like surrounds them and points blasters, and that feels like maybe bounty hunters or there's still people looking for the child. Like that felt like they got lured into a trap.
Yeah. And also the Mandalorian, like people could know about him and be looking out for him.
That's true.
And he's not trying to hide himself.
Yeah, it's interesting. Grief Karga like forgave him for everything, but that doesn't mean I don't think Grief is in charge of the entire Bounty Hunters Guild, just kind of like a regional manager. I feel he had a title.
District
Gideon called
manager.
him. Yeah, Gideon called him something specific, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But that leads me to think about the New Republic. This is something I wanted to talk about. We've got that shot with the X-Wings, and I'm unsure here if they're working together. It felt like they were escorting him.
But then there's a shot of the X-Wings following behind him, the Razor Crest, right?
Right. They weren't shooting at him. Like, I'm still kind of like, they could be working together here, but then the idea popped into my head, like, what if the New Republic has gotten wind of this child? What if they want it? Like, and they would probably want it for safekeeping, but the Mandalorian Din has his mission.
I like the idea that they're escorting him to said planet that he's headed towards.
It's just, the chase there seemed like they were either all on an attack run, or maybe it did turn into like maybe they were escorting him somewhere and he was just like, no, this is wrong, and was trying to get away, and then the New Republic is chasing him. Just I don't know, this idea that the New Republic would also kind of try to get their hands on the child, and that even if their intentions were good, Din's like, no, I've got my mission and I'm going to carry it out, and he's my baby. He's my son. He's my little green son.
Yeah. We briefly mentioned the scientist from season 1. What do you think about Camino being the water planet?
Oh, huh. I'd be surprised.
And it's just kind of dingy now.
Yeah, like that is also kind of a cool thought that Camino's really fallen on hard times after the Clone Wars. The Empire probably messed them up, and now they're like, we don't clone anymore. We're fishermen.
All that stuff is completely underwater now.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think it's unlikely, but because it was like a bunch of Corrin and Mon Calamari, maybe. Like I imagine that it's probably not Mon Cala, but maybe Mon Cala adjacent, a colony or something.
Yep.
I just liked seeing a boat in Star Wars.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
It's so rare.
Or just water, like open water.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we see it in Resistance.
So you guys know you can
Animated.
fly, right? Why are you boating? It probably can fly as well, but then if they're going into fishing mode.
Yeah, maybe it's like the Colossus.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, Braden Jones, thanks for the super chat. Do you think the hooded woman could be Verla from the Star Wars comic? Seems like Mando and Luke take the boat and then almost drown in the trap. Oh, that is an interesting connection. And also, yeah, there were recently boats in the Star Wars comic. I forgot about that. The cloaked woman, Verla, would be much, much older at that point. Like, she's just older than Sasha Banks. So I don't think that's Verla. But again, it's kind of like this idea of Din might meet a Force user that isn't quite like good enough for him to be like, yeah, I'll leave my son with you. But Braden is pointing out that Luke gets caught in a trap from Verla, very much the same way we see Din like trying not to drown. Mm-hmm. That'd be an insane connection.
If it were connected with the comics.
I mean, like, yeah, Luke meets her on a water world. Maybe it's Verla's daughter or something.
people would be pretty confused, I feel like, unless they read the comics. But it could just be like any other new character for most people if they haven't read the comics.
Gary24 fan, thanks for the super chat. No question, just thanks for what you do. Thank you. Thank you for your support, Gary. Thank you all for the super chats and we're almost at 1,200 viewers right now.
Ooh.
I think that's easily the most people we've ever had.
That's a lot of people
I'm
glad I put a hat on.
I'm glad I showered. Red Tornado just says, Baby Yoda, of course. Thanks for the super chat.
Still waiting on the sideshow.
The sideshow, yeah, I think that one got delayed a bit.
The sideshow collectibles one that's like life size.
Dog Steves, thanks for the super chat. You hope Boba Fett is not alive. If Cobb Vanth is in Boba Fett's armor, then sure, but in my opinion, Boba Fett's death in episode 6 is perfect for the character. I think that it's like I'm just kind of used to Boba Fett being alive. Like I'm so past the whole like, oh, he got out of the Sarlacc pit. Okay, 'cause it was like the original Darth Maul, where he fell down the Sarlacc pit. Of course he's dead. He got cut in half. Of course he's dead. And then everyone's like, nuh-uh. Everyone liked that character. We're bringing him back.
But now I don't think many people like that character.
I
could be wrong, but I personally do not want to see Boba Fett in this show. We could hear his name. Maybe I'm down for Cobb Vanth, but I don't know. If we do see him, I want him to be like old, retired. Maybe he's one of those fishermen. I don't know.
If we're gonna see Boba Fett's armor in season 2, I would prefer it be on Cobb Vanth, because that's just one of those connections. I'd be like, no way are we ever going to see.
No
way are we going to see Cobb Vanth, a book character, a minor book character, appear in live action like that. That would feel so rewarding as someone who has read every book and every comic to be like, yeah, even Cobb Vanth can show up in a story like this.
It would be, in my opinion, the best case scenario to have people think it's Boba Fett, show the iconic armor, but have it not actually be Boba Fett.
So yeah, my first priority would be Cobb Vanth, but I am getting to a point where, I'm just from the Legends days, I'm basically under the assumption Boba Fett is alive and out there somewhere. I still think that season 1 is kind of hinting that he might be around, although that could have been Cobb Vanth.
Everyone was talking about that sound effect. What's it called?
I don't know, that his little sound his antenna makes, or the spurs.
No, the spurs.
The spurs, yeah.
Yeah.
That there was that too. I think that could just be a hint for Cobb Vanth, but I do think if they were to slowly build Boba Fett up over time on this show and keep hinting that he's on his way, like already, if he starts hunting the child, like everyone's going to be on Din Djarin's side. No one's going to be like, yeah, Boba Fett's the hero here.
Yeah.
So if they had done it in season 1, it would have been like, okay, well now he's just overshadowing these new characters. If they do it in season 3 or 4, after teasing him once a season or something, I think that's pretty cool. I'm on board with it.
Do you want to see the Slave One?
Yeah, I love that ship. I know you think it's dumb, and so does Space Dock, because it's just a big target to hit, and it is very easy to kill in Battlefront 2. But
yeah, it just
I like it.
The design is so silly. It's a flying boot.
The Lego's out there. I like it.
Yeah, well.
The colors are cool.
It's got those sonic things.
The seismic charges.
Yeah, seismic charges.
So the tease for this one could be that, okay, we learned that Cobb Vanth has the armor, but then, like, at the end of that episode, maybe like Tamira Morrison shows up and you're just uh-oh.
That's another rumored person to have maybe show up in the show. So, like, would he show up as Boba Fett? Would he be a clone?
He could be both.
Yeah. I think it would be more interesting if like there was just a random clone.
I mean, I think it would be... if Ahsoka's around, I think Rex is not far behind.
Yeah.
So that would be my guess, but why not both? Like, you'd slap some old man makeup on Morrison and he's old man Rex. Take the makeup off and he's put some scars on him, he's Boba Fett.
Very versatile actor.
Yeah. Oh, and like apparently...
Very lucky for him.
And apparently he's going to be in the Kenobi show as well. That's the latest rumor. That's like, great. He's like... How long has it been since Attack of the Clones? 18 years? He's just like...
Well, he was in
Aquaman?
Aquaman. Ow.
I heard,
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
My shoulder just popped. I'm old.
He was good in Aquaman. Adam Bozeman, thanks for the super chat. Do you think the Night of 1,000 Tears was the last battle on Mandalore where Maul abandoned Saxon? I think so. That, I guess, because that was what Gideon said. He mentioned specifically the Siege of Mandalore and the Night of 1,000 Tears. So
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch all these episodes.
We're going to, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We can blow through that in a day.
All the stuff that he said, I can't really remember it right now. But do we think that was the last battle on Mandalore where Maul abandoned Saxon?
Yeah, I think that the Siege of Mandalore and the Night of 1,000 Tears are the same thing. And then the Great Purge happened much, much later, like a couple years before A New Hope.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
It would have been interesting to have someone call it the Night of 1,000 Tears and the Siege of Mandalore, just so we had that settled down, but not a huge deal.
It would make sense that over time it gets different. It gets called different things by different people and places.
Cameron Taylor, thanks for the super chat. Do you think Grief Karga has fallen back into the magistrate? I got excited because that was the word I was...
Magistrate.
You stop it. that was the word I was trying to think of earlier that Gideon called him. Magistrate role. Given his baller new outfit,
it is baller.
I wonder if he got a promotion or something. Like
that's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
I think he has a little more respect behind him now, and maybe, got a promotion, is getting some better gigs.
Better bounties. I mean, we're still a little unclear on how the bounty hunting guild works. And they're out, like, in the Outer Rim. Like, Navarro doesn't look like the coolest, best planet around.
But you did say it looks like it's been improving.
Just the way it was lit and stuff, it looks more colorful. It looks brighter. The weather looked better, which, I mean... that could just mean the effects aren't done, or it could mean that they are trying to make it look better, and it was a design choice in saying, like, things are improving here. Mm-hmm. Except the Empire is still over there, apparently with a giant base and all these Outlander ties.
But, I mean, if people are thriving and making money there, then maybe that's a good place for people.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he's either like just a more successful magistrate, or maybe he got a promotion. But I think he's still part of the guild.
Yeah.
Because it didn't sound like he was trying to leave that gig at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to let you read one. I'm sorry. I didn't make that clear.
Sean Criscoll, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you think Jon Favreau will get Dave Filoni, Deborah Chow, and Rick Famuyiwa to return as X-Wing pilots again? # spinoff, please.
I did have that thought.
Didn't they, like, not really want to do that? And it was like, too late. We already, like, wrote it in, and you got to do it.
Yeah, but I mean... I don't know. The first thought I had when I saw those X-Wings again, I was like, I wonder if they're going to all cameo again.
But the colors were different.
Yeah.
On the X-Wings.
I think.
They definitely were.
Okay. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it happen again. Like, I think
mean,
it would be a funny running joke.
Yeah, I would too.
If every season John's like shoving Dave in an X-Wing cockpit, he's like, I don't want to do it, John, and he get in there.
Maybe the next time we see them, they're not flying their X-Wings, they're just eating lunch somewhere. Just like miserable.
So, Deborah's not directing an episode this time, as far as we know.
Yeah, she's busy with.
She's doing Kenobi. Dope. Dope. And Rick Famuyiwa is directing an episode. So we only saw 2 X-Wings, so I would be fine if like they just got those 2 back. And they could even like, isn't that ship we saw last season over at that base we blew up?
Yeah.
They just keep running into each other. I think that would be a fun inside joke.
I mean, yeah, and then they would maybe just recognize the ship itself.
Yeah.
And that's why they're following it.
Maybe. The Drifter, thanks for the super chat. Touching on something that we kind of already mentioned, that Verla and her interrogation room is in the trailer. I think that's probably much more likely just coincidence. Although I've had people tell me that tomorrow's issue of Star Wars number 6 is like a avoid spoilers at all costs. It's great. You're going to be excited about it. So I don't know what they mean. Maybe there is a straight up Mandalorian connection in it somehow. But I think that it's just a coincidence that Din is stuck in like a flooding room with a grate. Kind of like the same way Star Wars Rebels was the first... the Ghost was the first one to do the like barrel roll and hit a ship out of the sky, and then Solo comes along and does the same thing, and those productions were completely separate. It was just 2 separate people thought, hey, this is a cool idea, and they did it, and it happened like within months of each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just coincidences.
I like this one.
Ooh.
The Dillinger-esque man, thank you for the super chat. Force Center was throwing around some neat ideas for Gideon's larger vehicle that he said he was gonna have in the season. What are your thoughts? AT-AT, ISD, something new? Appreciate y'all. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah.
I hope that whatever we saw the stormtroopers running in, maybe that's...
Oh, you think that's a vehicle?
What else would it be?
Just a base?
Oh.
I mean, it could be.
I think it's a vehicle.
It could be. It could be a big ship.
Yeah.
In my mind, it was like, and this is all just because it was surrounded by shots of Imperial stuff on Navarro, because it was like TIE fighters, interior,
For some reason, like the
tilt.
The tilted angle made me think it's like up in the air.
It could be.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, I thought Navarro because it was like TIE fighters, interior shot, and then the speeder bikes leaving a base. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, that's the inside of that base, but who knows? Could the
speeder bikes be jumping out of a moving vehicle?
Oh, it didn't look like it, but
you didn't look.
I mean, well, that was an idea that they were going to use for Solo. Again, the Airy, I think, was supposed to be the swoop gangs, the Cloud Riders vehicle, their big ship. Mm-hmm. They're the Cloud Riders because this ship comes into the clouds and then they pop out like high in the atmosphere in their bikes. So it could be an idea that they recycle.
Yeah. I would love to see a Star Destroyer.
I think I don't know why, but I'm like, it would be cool for me to see. I don't think they've ever done an Arquitens class in live action. So I'd love to see still a capital ship for the Empire, or a Raider, something like that, where maybe Moff Gideon, I might be reading way too much into all this stuff, but the Empire left a bunch of people behind when they went into the unknown regions. So to me, that means Moff Gideon wasn't worthy to join them. So,
or he was busy getting that Darksaber.
Or maybe he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought he could carve out his own little area if he stayed behind. Mm-hmm. That's also perfectly reasonable. But I kind of like this idea that he's a little self-important, not Krennic levels of self-importance, but that he he maybe doesn't have a Star Destroyer, but he still has something big. I just want to see something new in live action that we haven't yet.
Yeah. Always fun to see new stuff.
But then if they're still located on Navarro, it could be a land vehicle. It could be an AT-AT. I don't know. Joe Leone, thanks for the super chat. Sabine is supposed to be Asian. Is that from a comic or something? Never got that from Rebels as it was rendered at all. I mean, I know that she's voiced by an Asian woman.
Has Filoni ever said that in an interview? Like she's Asian American?
I don't know. I've just kind of, from cosplayers, I'm more taking that from I think fans that identify with her. I don't know that it's ever been stated that Sabine is Asian, because that's not a race in Star Wars, if that makes, like, I mean, she's Mandalorian, but
to me that's how I registered her.
I did too
in Rebels. We could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like I definitely know everything about the character, but that's, I know that a lot of Asian cosplayers have identified with her in that way, so I wouldn't want someone to feel like they were interchangeable.
Right. Kind of a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Let's move on. John Booze, thank you for the super chat. Think the episodes will explore a genre a week like last season kind of did, or it'll be more consistent? I think because of all the different locations, it might feel still very episode of the week, but hopefully it's a little bit more connected.
I agree. I think we're still going to kind of get an adventure a week, especially with all the rumors of casting and characters and stuff. Yeah. If I don't think Ahsoka is going to show up in episode 2 and stay for the whole series.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to get kind of like Ahsoka will have an episode, Cobb Vanth will have an episode, and like they'll go to Tatooine, they'll go back to Navarro, they'll go to that old rundown planet, they'll have the water planet. And I bet 1 or 2 of those planets will get some revisits, but for the most part I do think it's going to be like episode of the week that, yeah, I do agree. I hope it's a little bit more connected, because my favorite episodes were the ones that like where the whole team got back together.
Yeah, the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, but I mean they did that so well that it was so satisfying, like when it paid off. So if they can follow that model again, awesome.
Yeah.
Jesse, oh boy, Zakshesky, I did my best. You thought you saw at least one shot towards the end of the trailer showing the pulse rifle being used. If it was the lamp one, the light post where he shoots someone off of that, I think that was a pistol, because I thought I saw the same thing and I paused it.
We get the smoke at the end, like over the logo. That could be like coming off of the pulse rifle having just been used. I don't know.
I do think that weapon is still around. I can't imagine they would just be like, well, we're done with that. I think they left it behind for a few episodes just because it was so overpowered.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the story just needs...
I remember we talked about that a lot, and we were like, where did that gun go? Like, that was a big deal, and we were just kind of confused as to why they weren't showing it anymore. And I was like, maybe it just got really waterlogged. And what was it, episode 4?
Yeah, like I think it would have been nice if they mentioned something like that. I think there's a shot of Kara cleaning it at one point and just being like, if she had said still broken. Mm-hmm. I don't think we've seen the last of that. So, because it's just so dope.
Lewis Sutcliffe, thank you for the super chat. Wildest prediction for season 2?
I'm trying to think of something really wild. Like I have my prediction that I want the most is Bo-Katan. I don't think that's a wild prediction because they've all but said Katie Sackhoff's going to be. They have said that.
I have a wild prediction, but it's not something that I necessarily want.
Go for it.
Luke, Leia, Han.
Oh.
Any of them showing up.
No. Yeah, I don't want that. I do not want that at all.
I've seen a lot of people saying maybe Luke.
I can see potential for Luke at the end of the series if he's not going to drop Baby Yoda off with adult Yodas. Then Luke makes sense. I just don't think that just makes everything a little more messy.
Yeah.
And you're just going to be like terrified. You see my eyes glaze over because it's like, don't give him. Like, if Ben Solo is standing right there, here you go, take my baby. Like, no! Don't you give him to them.
Yeah. And can you imagine if Luke knew that sweet baby Yodas existed? Would he have retired on Octo? He would have gone and found them and been like, I'm staying with you guys.
To hang out with you guys. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just think that makes things a little too messy.
I can't.
That is a wild prediction.
Yeah, that was the first thing that popped into my head was original trilogy characters showing up.
Wild prediction. I'm bad at this. Like,
dare we say the P word?
Palpatine?
Yeah.
Okay. Wild prediction that I don't think is right, but something that did cross my mind was that Sasha Banks is an agent of Palpatine. They were talking about Force users. She was looking all sinister. I do think it's more likely that she will be an ally, but
she was rocking the dark ray cloak.
Mm-hmm. Again, I'm reading into Strider vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Camino is a wild prediction, which I do kind of like.
Isn't it? We got
He's got the patch.
On season 1. I don't think that's too wild.
I think it's kind of wild. I don't know. I'm bad at making predictions because I want to back everything up with evidence. So
I'll make all the wild predictions then. Max Rebo.
Baby Yoda gets a lightsaber.
Max Rebo. Oh yeah, they're on Ilum to find Baby Yoda Kyber crystal for his tiny lightsaber.
It's teeny tiny. Marlon Rando, if the New Republic... Thank you for the super chat, first of all. If the New Republic does know about the child, do you think Luke knows about him? It would make sense that they tell him about a potential Force user. Luke seems to be off doing his own thing.
Yeah, I just don't see this character and these characters and this story converging.
I like that it's not part of the Skywalker saga. I don't want it to get too connected. Like Ahsoka potentially coming in makes me go like, okay, I'm a little cautiously optimistic. Mm-hmm. Don't make her a main part of the show. If it's a backdoor pilot, fine. I like getting a story set in another part of the universe, new characters who, yeah, there's some familiar elements, but it doesn't have to be all wrapped up into the fate of the galaxy. It can be about the fate of the Mandalorian people, the fate of the Mandalorian soul, mm-hmm. and finding the child a home. Like, we can tell a smaller story. We don't need to blow up planets.
Yeah.
Just keep it a little separated.
Yeah.
But I think someone in my YouTube comments did mention that maybe the Mandalorian knows about Luke, or at least hears, I heard the Rebellion had a Force user.
So he didn't know about Force users, period.
Right, but maybe he hears about Luke somehow. Like, sure. He's looking for clues, and someone's like, oh, well, the Rebellion had a Jedi. Mm-hmm. So maybe, like, that's why he goes back to Tatooine. He's trying to track down this Skywalker person.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I just hope he's not successful.
Thomas Helstad, thank you for the super chat. Man, I just want to see Tamira Morrison in Star Wars again. Don't we all?
I do too. Yeah, I really do. And
None of that's been confirmed? Is it still just rumors? Or
I mean, like, rumor from, I think, the Hollywood Reporter. So it's more basis than a lot of Star Wars rumors.
Yeah.
I don't think they would put that out there unless they were very, very sure.
Sure.
But yeah, I love that he can play so many characters. That's so much fun.
Mm-hmm. What have I done?
I don't know.
I just scrolled wildly.
Okay.
Don't give me access to scrolling.
Oh, Major Zuma, thanks for the super chat. Checking in to say you guys rock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Loved the trailers. So glad they didn't show Ahsoka or Rex or Boba Fett. Going to be a big season.
Yeah.
Yet we have talked about how we're glad that they haven't confirmed any rumored stuff. Like, yeah, let's keep that all secret. Let's keep us all on our toes. So even if we do kind of sort of maybe know that it's coming, we'll still be a little surprised. But yeah, something we haven't really talked about is Jon Favreau in Entertainment Weekly talking about this season is going to expand the galaxy of The Mandalorian. Yes, happy about that.
I mean, we're already seeing all the new locations, so yay.
Yay. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I likened it to Star Wars Rebels and Resistance before, where I think the first season is a little smaller and a little more personal, and it's the second seasons and beyond where we really get to dive into bigger lore, bigger stakes within the galaxy, see new locations. The Mandalorian got to mess with that a little bit because it had the volume, so they didn't have to go to all these locations. Like, they just went into a room and changed the way it looked, which is so cool and looked amazing in this new trailer.
Yeah, and obviously we're seeing a much larger budget for season 2.
Right, there is that as well, that I think they even said as much, that a lot of budget went into kind of getting the volume set up in the first place, and now it's there. So they have more to play with. I think things are going to look better. I thought it looked really, really great in season 1. There were plenty of times where I was like, yeah, that's a real canyon. They're in a canyon. And then they like flipped a switch on the behind the scenes thing, and I was like, what? Where'd
that canyon go?
The canyon's gone. So I think it's only going to look better.
Yeah.
They've even said Thor Love and Thunder is going to use the volume, but like an even bigger, badder version of it. Like, they're already improving this technology.
Mm-hmm. There's endless possibilities with this technology.
And I am hopeful that it means, there can be fewer people on set, like maybe with the whole pandemic going on. Kenobi, Cassian, if they're also using the volume, then we might not lose too much time on production there.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau said that he didn't think the pandemic was going to mess with season 3 of The Mandalorian, so fingers crossed.
And like, just the sheer amount of alien species that we saw just in that trailer, like, that's a lot of budget going towards makeup and costuming. So I'm excited for that.
There was something that, the Abyssin is the one-eyed guy from the cantina. There was something in the trailer that reminded me of just Jon Favreau talking about dumping out your box of toys and playing, and maybe it was the speeder bike shot or something, but I loved what he said in the gallery behind the scenes, where he was like, we wanted this show to kind of feel like you were the younger brother, and your bigger brother took all the good Star Wars toys, and you were stuck with like the Jawas and the IG-88s, and
you don't have like Luke, Leia, Han,
right? Your big brother took all of the main characters, and you're just stuck here with Hammerhead and Walrus Face.
Yeah, interesting.
Elijah Neal, thank you for the very generous super chat, and I'm just going to give you a shout out again for helping me out in the Dragon Con trivia. They say, what would be really cool if Forlom and Zuckuss showed up. They're just the weirdest looking bounty hunters that have not been on screen since 1980. Also, you must come up with a new question to ask me every stream.
Hmm.
Yeah, get me ready for the Schmodown next. Yeah, I would love it if they did start to bring in some more well-known bounty hunters. I do understand, I think, why, especially having seen season 1. IG-11 is a different character than IG-88. They wanted this droid to die.
And then be brought back to be something else.
And then die again.
Yeah.
So I think fans would have been like, but IG-88. But it's like, no, this is just an IG unit. So, IG-88 might show up at some point. But I think I was talking about teasing Boba Fett, and maybe after a few seasons he eventually comes along. It would be fun if, like, he's kind of the final boss, where in season 2 maybe Dengar gets his butt kicked, and in season 3 you have to take on Forlom and Zuckuss, and in season 4 here comes Bosk.
Yeah.
And then finally season 5, I'm leaving IG-88 off the list, I guess, because we already kind of had one, but Boba Fett, after being teased for like 5 seasons, shows up. And
or maybe they all show up suddenly.
Oh, they're doing like their own, like, so we got our team of heroes, but then over time the team of bad guy bounty hunters come along. Forlom and Zuckuss were kind of cool though. Like they worked. They worked for the rebellion. Dengar actually is on good terms with the New Republic after the Aftermath books. So
these are things I did not know.
No, that's why I'm here.
Dog Steves, thank you for the super chat. Do you think we'll see a reference to Moff Gideon in the Squadrons game with Ray Sloan talking about or to him, or another reference?
That'd be interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
If
he's in it, or just like reference.
I think reference is more likely. I don't know that. I mean, it's perfectly possible that they could have just asked Giancarlo to stand on a green screen for a second and do a shoot, or voice. I could see it. I'm not expecting it. Again, I think that these things will be largely kept apart, but it would be interesting to kind of get some more context on Gideon and how the rest of the Empire feels about him, like through the lens of someone like Ray Sloan. Yeah.
I'm very excited that Ray Sloan and Hera are going to be in Squadrons, but like we've said before, I don't want it to connect too harshly into any other stories, I don't think, because that would kind of overshadow those characters.
Right. But he is part of the Imperial Security Bureau, and there is supposed to be like some intelligence on the Starhawk project, so maybe
I wouldn't be mad about it.
No, not at all. Maybe the intelligence comes from Gideon. And she, like, that would be a fun little connection if she was just like, Moff Gideon sent us blah blah blah. It'd be like, ooh, I know him.
We know who that is.
I know him. Samir Tesfai, thanks for the super chat, and just says, I love it, must protect the child,
must protect.
This one's fine. And the one that Mollie dropped has been rebuilt. It's fine.
Why do you have to bring it up at all?
It's funny.
Not everyone knew about that.
Mollie dropped a Lego child, but she rebuilt him, and he's stronger now.
Stronger than ever. You never let me live that down.
I will not. Robert Bush, thanks for the super chat. Hi guys, do you think it's possible for beasts like Wampas or Rancors to be force sensitive? Also, thanks so much for the great content. Kind of. The Dianoga from a certain point of view, I mean, I guess it's semi-sentient. I think any sentient creature can have force sensitivity. And I think Rancors are supposed to be semi-sentient. Wampas probably are too.
Wasn't there something, it was either in Dooku Jedi Lost or Master and Apprentice, about like dark side aligned creatures or animals?
Yeah, I mean, like I guess I kind of think that any living creature can be force sensitive. They can feel the force. I don't think a Wampa is going to run around force pushing people. I don't think that's possible.
We would have seen that by now.
A Rancor's not going to like pull someone to his hand and eat him.
That would be
that'd be
cool.
Upsetting. There's no escaping that. I think that they can feel the force and they help produce the force because they are part of life. But no, I don't see them being like Jedi level force sensitive.
Yeah, like being able to use the force. You might be able to, well, so Ezra was kind of able to communicate with animals. And so maybe in that way, like, that's them using the force.
The Purrgil. Well, okay, there's something. This is not Mandalorian related at all, but this is still an interesting conversation. The Purrgil use the force to enter hyperspace. The Loth Wolves can access the force. So yes, you know what? Yeah. Wampas and Rancors, I think, have potential to be force sensitive. Like,
why not?
I think it probably depends on the creature. I'm not trying to put a stamp on like Wampas and Rancors Jedi confirmed, but I think there's potential there.
Maybe we'll see something in the High Republic. Who knows? King of the Mooners 09, thank you for the super chat. Do you think that Sasha Banks' tease of being a Jedi
is a red herring?
Is a red herring, and she is actually a Dathomirian, which linked to the Clone Wars books last story. Yeah, we touched on that earlier. Definitely could be a red herring. Definitely could just be like hinting at one thing and she's something completely different.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be surprised if she were a witch. I'd definitely be surprised if she were like a witch named from that Clone Wars books story. But it did just come out. And like that book was, so we got our advanced copy and they left off the final chapter, the one about the Dathomirian witches. And I was like, that's interesting. Why they... Whoa, Pippin. Pippin almost took our camera down. I do find it very interesting that they left that story out initially. I don't know why they would do that. I think it's jumping to conclusions to say that it's related to The Mandalorian, but the timing sure is strange.
Yeah, now that you say that, we were like, why didn't our advanced copy have this last story in it? Maybe they were putting some final touches on it.
Okay, here's my wild prediction. Like, that story is about a witch who creates a daughter. Like, she uses the Force and her magic to create life, just like Palpatine wanted to and couldn't. And then when Grievous attacked, they put her on like some sort of escape craft, and then she was missing.
Is that her daughter?
Maybe that's like
Force daughter.
Yeah, maybe she is a like born of magic and the Force and Dathomir survivor witch of some kind.
It's a lot to explain, but
yeah,
you know,
it would be. There's no way that's actually true, but there's my wild prediction. Jane Dalton, thanks for the super chat. What kind of First Order origin stuff do you think we might get? I think it's a long shot, but I would love to see an origin for the Praetorian Guards. I think that's a long shot too. Like, I would be very surprised if the First Order were established in any kind of major way at this point.
Yeah, I think what they say when they mean like we're going to get to see the beginnings of the First Order, I think it'll be very similar to what we saw in Fallen Order. Just what they're doing on Ilum, what they're...
yeah, they might be on Ilum or something like that.
The very, very early plans. Would we see Captain Cardinal?
No.
Is that...
He'd be way too young.
Yeah, okay.
We're only 5 years after the Battle of Endor. So
Yeah.
unless we had a child in like red armor running around, which I'd be like, protect that baby.
Yeah.
Forget Baby Yoda. I'm all about Baby Cardinal now.
No.
A house divided.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Don't listen.
I think for the most part, I think we're gonna see more of the New Republic. I think we might see some, I don't know, sabotage of the government, as in like nothing overt. I don't think we're going to see the First Order. I think we might just see how the New Republic allowed the First Order to rise up in the first place.
Yeah.
Maybe we will see a strange group of Imperials out in the unknown regions, if that were Ilum, and they're like, oh, what are you doing here, Mandalorian? We're not doing anything. We're just hanging out. Definitely not finishing work on a super weapon. Bye.
Bye. Kyle Barrett, thank you so much for the super chat. Would love to see the Alderaan flotilla.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
It's in the Aftermath books again. The survivors of Alderaan are basically given the remains of the first Death Star so they can build like a home.
Okay. Would love to see the Alderaan flotilla. Maybe they turn the Death Star wreckage into a new home, like Aftermath suggests. Kara could find a new home there, or maybe reject it instead. More Kara. Or Cara, sorry. Cara Dune.
Either way.
Cara Dune.
I'm never going to yell at someone about their pronunciation. I wouldn't expect that, I guess, but if Cobb Vanth is in it, who knows? All bets are off. Like,
again, that's a lot to explain.
Yeah.
Or just expect people to know about.
Right. That's the big thing with a lot of this stuff, is that most people watching this show have not read the books. I've talked about this before. I need to make a video on my funnel theory. Not that it's like a profound theory, but it's just like most Star Wars fans watch the movies, and then not all of them, but a lot of them watch the TV shows, and then like probably a little bit of a smaller group play the video games. Then you got your books and your comics. And so if you want to reference something from the movies in a comic, chances are the person reading that comic knows what you're talking about. But if you're trying to reference something in a TV show that comes from a book, chances are a lot lower, and you're going to have to find a way to efficiently explain what's going on while also not boring the people that did read the book. Mm-hmm. But then again, they're just throwing the Darksaber in there.
Yeah, I mean, the Mandalorian, this is like unprecedented stuff for Star Wars already. So like some of the stuff that we've mentioned, it's like, why couldn't they introduce that? They wouldn't have to explain, oh, well, this was from this book or this comic. It's a new character.
Yeah, if the Cobb Vanth thing is true, it'll be interesting to see how it works out. But it's like, yeah, we've seen Star Wars is willing to move in reverse funnel order. Mm-hmm. If they're like, no, Cobb Vanth, get up here. And Solo is like basically pulling Maul from the Clone Wars. And they're not explaining it. They're just expecting people to go like, oh, he's still alive.
Well, he was in a movie.
Right. People know who he was, but like, you remember when we were first watching that in the theater, all of our friends, I could see them down the row, like leaned over and just looked at us like, what?
Why is he there?
Yeah, like he got cut in half. And so I think that Lucasfilm is just kind of trusting people to go figure this stuff out. And it's probably part of a marketing thing where they're like, hey, look, it's this thing called the Darksaber. Guess what's coming back in February? The Clone Wars. Maybe watch it. Like,
yeah.
I think they're putting a lot of trust in the audience, which I do appreciate.
Yeah. Oh, we got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, I'm trying. Mike V, thanks for the super chat. With both being released in October and taking place generally around the same time, think there will be Squadrons connections in Season 2 or vice versa. I'd be surprised if there were any... I don't know, maybe Vanguard Squadron is the the X-Wings following them around.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, there's potential there.
We already talked about Moff Gideon being a possibility.
I like that. I think that'd be a fun little mention for Ray Sloan. Mm-hmm. I would love it if Gideon mentioned Ray or mentioned Operation Cinder or something. That would be cool. But I think there's definitely potential there. I don't know what they would be. A lot more potential, I think, for squadrons to reference, I don't know, the Bounty Hunters Guild, or it takes place like 4 years before the events of The Mandalorian, but there are characters they could talk about.
Yeah. The Drifter, thank you for the super chat. Boats, creepy gate, look for Force user coincidence?
I think we're talking about Verla again.
Okay.
and the Great Trap.
Okay.
I think that's just a coincidence. I don't think... It is a big coincidence that we're like, okay, here's a planet with some boats. They seem to all be fishermen. If that happens, if that is actually like, oh, it's Verla again, and she tries to drown someone again, I will be shocked. I think coincidence is far more likely. Caleb Straightman, your theory is that the ice planet that Mando is on the trailer is the moon that Ahsoka and Rex crashed on at the end of Clone Wars Season 7 because it's the last known location of a Jedi / the Republic.
I like it. If it's not Elam, I want it to be that planet.
I don't think so.
Fine.
That one looked a lot more temperate. Like, it got snowy, but wherever they are in the Mando trailer, it's like, that's just snow.
There's absolutely climate change in Star Wars, and maybe it's the opposite, and everything's getting icy.
Maybe. I think Ilum makes more sense. I think what I'm trying to expect, first and foremost, is new planet, just so I don't get my hopes up.
Sure.
But if it's Ilum, I'll be very excited. Ethan Abraham, thanks for the super chat. I don't see a message attached to it, but and also the chat is just insane. If you have a question to ask, please do put it in chat, and maybe Reefton, if you see it, give us a shout.
Ted Comment, thank you for the super chat. First time in 21 years I don't wave my hand, parentheses, use the Force, to open an automatic door, and it doesn't open, and I walk into it. Coincidence? I think not. And then has another super chat. Thank you so much. I think you missed my first super chat.
Oh, crap.
Oh, no.
The chat is going very fast. We're still at 1,000 viewers, which is easily the most we've ever had on a live stream. This is amazing. So thank you, everyone. We are doing our best.
Or maybe he sent that one in and because it was after the wave hand door thing.
Yeah, I don't see another one earlier from you, Ted. But we're keeping an eye out. And Jane Dalton, thank you for another one. Do you think we'll see the Mandalorian's armor get colored, either by weathering or painted in his own colors this season? I think his armor will change.
You think so?
I do.
I like the just metal look. Just metallic silver.
I think that it's going to change over time.
Because, like...
and Ethan Abraham just said, no message, just wanted to support. Thank you so much, Ethan. Thank you for watching and hanging out.
Yes, thank you. I feel like it's almost tainting Beskar to paint it.
Well, everyone has paint on their armor.
Is everyone wearing Beskar?
Uh-huh. So he was wearing Beskar at the start of...
He has to make it green.
Yeah.
If he paints it a color.
He had Beskar at the start, but he comes in and he says, my armor has lost its integrity. It has to be replaced. He gets a clean slate. Mm-hmm. Basically, like I really like talking about this aspect of the show. Like we've seen how he was with his crappy old team. I almost said something else. It's with Shion and all those guys, and they were like, oh, this guy really used to love killing. So he had lost his integrity, but saving the child, he gets like this new armor. It's a clean slate. He's trying to be a better person now. I do think he is going to paint his armor at some point. I think his armor is going to continue to evolve as he becomes who he is truly meant to be. I think something will change this season. I don't know if he's going to go full on paint job. That might be at the end, but I really like that idea.
Yeah. I think I saw John Booz in the chat say smash that like button. If you feel like it. I mean, here's my one live stream reminder that there's 976 people watching.
Do the magic hand thing, baby, and smash that like button.
Yeah. That's what I can say from now on. Smash the like button.
I feel like I had something else to say about the armor, but it fell out of my head. I don't know. I really like the story of him literally being like, my armor lost its integrity. Help. And like the rest of the show is about him. It's not that subtle, but I like it.
It's a very apparent theme.
Yeah. It's just that like that was one of the things where I was like, going into the show, I was a little worried it would just be about like a cool guy in cool armor doing cool things. And now it's like it's got some depth. It has some Star Wars depth to it, and I really appreciate that.
Grant GA, thank you for the super chat. What canon planets would you like to see in Fallen Order 2? I'd like to see Alderaan and either Dantooine or Yavin 4, wherever the current base is. Okay.
Well, I don't think it would be Dantooine or Yavin 4 at that point. It depends on if there's a time jump.
Yeah, I would love to see Alderaan.
Alderaan would be cool. Yeah, we didn't get any like urban settings, so I'd like to see that, but I'd be kind of down with them just leaving the known galaxy and we get all new planets. They'll probably pop back and forth, but I like the idea of it kind of explains, why Cal and Seer weren't around when they were needed. Mm-hmm. It's because they went off to search the Zepho or something.
What if you find out Malicos isn't really dead and you have to fight him again? On Dathomir.
On Dathomir, yeah.
Would that make you think less of the game?
I'd be very mad at them for rehashing these old plot points and making me fight him again for another 2 hours. Good Lord. Yavin 4 would be cool though, because it fits the mold of the game where you're kind of raiding temples and like there are a bunch of temples there. So we know that they have some connection with the Ordo Aspectu. Why not have a connection with something else? Afra went there, but Cal could have gone there first.
I like it.
Robert Bush, thank you for another super chat. Do you think we could see the Imperials change into First Order armor yet? And do you think we might hear about them taking children for troops yet? Yes to part 2.
Taking kids for troops, yeah.
Yeah, they basically started doing that in the Aftermath books. So before a year was even over, they had that idea. They knew they were going to do it. So yeah, it would be interesting to hear just like whispers of that. And would be cool for the Mandalorian to go like rescue a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
There's another connection that they could do with the First Order. I do not think they'll be in straight up First Order armor or uniforms.
Yeah, I think it's still too early for that.
It's only been 4 years after the fall of the Empire, and I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't even met Snoke. I still really like the idea of a...
I was wondering if Snoke was going to come up today.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to do this story. I don't think they're going to do something solely from the perspective of the First Order. But I love the idea of like a Battlestar type show of the Imperial survivors in the unknown regions. And like every episode, they run into some new crazy monster that they have to survive. Like, I think that's what they're up to right now. They're just trying to survive. But we don't know. Like, who knows? Maybe they really got to work. They got those graphic designers ready, and they made new armor.
Maybe
new logos.
We see someone with the designs. There's like some sketches on a table somewhere.
Another nerd like Dr. Pershing. Just like bundles of paper for some reason in the Star Wars universe.
Someone bumps into him and he drops them.
Sleep of Giants, thanks for the super chat. Late, but here's some money. Thank you. Thanks for the support. How would you guys feel if Baby found a home? I just like the way that's written. How would you feel if Baby found a home at the end of season 2 and Mando was alone in season 3? I don't think that's how that's going to go. I think Jon Favreau wants to tell, like, that from the start was the heart of the story, is the Mandalorian and the child. Once you lose that, I'd be like, okay, well, what is the heart of the story now?
Oh, I was like, does this one make noise? No, it's the
Build-A-Bear one?
The Build-A-Bear one makes noise. Yeah, no, I don't want him. I don't want them to split up. Sleep of Giants, and thank you for the money.
Harold Gruntadjern, did my best. I hope I didn't butcher that. Disney Plus did launch in many European nations today, so I think it was one of the reasons the trailer launched. Even it was only the 2 first episodes that were up. The rest will come over the next few weeks. Nice. That's shocking to me, honestly. I thought it rolled out a lot earlier than this.
I feel like we saw our buddy Battlefront Updates tweet like a screenshot, like, finally Disney Plus.
Oh man.
Yeah. I honestly didn't know it wasn't out in some places yet, or else I would have been like, oh yeah, that would make sense for the trailer to drop then.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't seen it yet, I kind of assume you have. I hope you enjoy it. But I mean, like, why did it take so long? Of course people would pirate it. Like,
I don't know. Robert Miller, thank you so much for the super chat. Any chance they might flee from the New Republic as well? There could be factions in the New Republic determined to enslave or experiment on Baby Yoda, or maybe in season 3. Yeah, we talked about the possibility of the New Republic finding out about the child and wanting to get in on that action, and everybody's might be fighting for him, and who knows.
Yeah.
Keep him safe.
I think that's absolutely a possibility, that the New Republic might be offering protection, and Mando, I mean, the Outer Rim doesn't trust the New Republic. I'm sure the New Republic is doing their best, but the Outer Rim, just like it was under the Empire, and sounds like just like it was under the Republic, is still just disenfranchised. And they're like, these governments do nothing to help us, and nothing's ever really different, no matter who is in charge. So I can see Din having difficulty trusting anybody, including the good guys.
Right, like, despite what the armor tells him he needs to do with the child, it doesn't make sense to me for him to just hand him over.
Right.
To anyone. Unless the child was, like, obviously recognizing, like, oh, those are my parents.
Oh.
I want to go back to them.
Yeah.
No. He wants to stay with Mando.
I agree. Bakey has an interesting thought. Thank you for the super chat. When you first saw Mando with the guy hanging from the lamppost, your first thought was that the Mando was interrogating him. Our thoughts. So we both recognized, we're pretty sure that person is the Abyssin, the one-eyed alien in the fighting pit. Mm-hmm. It looks like they're wearing the same clothes. For some reason, and it's probably just foolishly because they put the lamppost thing before the fighting pit thing, in my mind, the Mando was rescuing that dude. Mm-hmm. And then the guy was like, hey, come with me to my fighting pit. And then, like, it was all a trap.
Yeah.
But no, what you're saying actually makes a lot of sense, that the fighting pit maybe happens first. Mando fights and kills everybody, and then maybe takes that dude and asks like, who made you set me up? Or an interrogation does make sense.
But in that shot, is he shooting the thing he's hanging from to like get him down?
That's kind of what I thought was happening, but we don't know. He could have also just been shooting the light. He could be shooting something just to threaten him.
Yeah.
Interrogation hadn't crossed my mind, but I don't think you have just as much possibility of being right as I do.
Yeah. On the Brick, thank you for the super chat. Any interest in getting the life-size Baby Yoda from Sideshow Collectibles? I feel like it's something you need to get. It is pre-ordered. Just waiting for it to arrive.
I surprised Molly with that like the second it went on sale. I was going to keep it a secret until it came out, but I just couldn't do it.
We're going to put out baby announcements.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a baby Bjorn and carry him
It's
everywhere
not fair.
I go.
You've been working on your Baby Yoda shrine for less than a year, and you probably already have more stuff than I have big stuff, just because Biggs doesn't sell as well, I guess.
If Baby Yoda showed up at a convention, his line would be out the door.
You know how true that is, though.
Oh my gosh, just to meet the little puppet?
Just to get your picture taken with the puppet. Like, people would lose their dang minds. They would go bananas.
I would throw so much money.
And I would let you. I guess. How much would they charge? I don't even know.
Ooh.
Too much, frankly. Cubby Jack, thank you for the super chat. Love all your content. You're a little late, but do you think Sasha Banks will be playing Sabine? You hope she is. We have mentioned this earlier. I'm on the fence. Like that is definitely the rumor I've heard a lot. I think it's unlikely.
I do too, but it's just as much likely.
It's just a gut feeling. No idea.
Yeah, my only reasoning behind that it's not her is that she doesn't have a ton of acting experience, and I don't know, maybe again they'll give that role of Sabine, if she's in it, to someone who is Asian or Asian American, assuming that's we're correct on our
yeah,
on her race.
I don't know. I don't know. They were definitely making her seem a little just more mysterious and kind of sinister, which I think that's a red herring as well, but that's just kind of my gut feeling on it.
She could be, like I said, a link to, like, getting Din to meet up with Sabine or Bo-Katan or, any of the other rumored characters.
Right. Jane Dalton, thank you for another super chat. Do you think in later seasons we might see longer time jumps between them, even something like 5 or 10 years? I'm going to guess no.
Yeah, because then you're running into territory that's already been covered.
Also, you're going to start getting into adolescent Yoda, and I don't think he's going to sell as well.
No.
I think the whole series is probably going to be pretty short, like as far as the timeline goes. Maybe it'll take place over the course of a year or two. I have no idea, obviously, how many seasons Favreau has in mind, but I don't know. I'm going to just assume here comes Pippin. I'm going to assume that if there's very little time jump between seasons 1 and 2, that's just going to be the model.
Mm-hmm.
Marlon Rando.
Hi.
Thank you for the super chat. Do you think we'll see any Force abilities from the child this season, like Force Heal in season 1? Any new Force abilities, excuse me. If so, what do you think we'll see? Pippin's trying to upstage Baby Yoda. I'm cuter.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
It's all going to be down to the story, I think. I don't know that he's going to do anything new. Like, hey, Pippin. I don't know. Do you think he's going to do anything new?
Sorry, I missed the question.
Will we see Baby Yoda use any new Force abilities?
Oh.
Like Force Heal last year.
Maybe Force Pull if he really wants something.
Well, I think they mean like a brand new ability that we've never seen. Oh, come on.
Like,
Like, it's hard to guess where the Force is going to go next. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever accurately been like, oh, and then Luke is going to use Force Hologram to Force Project to make him, like, I don't know. I'm bad at thinking up new Force powers.
me too.
Maybe he'll just fly. I did think he was doing that in episode 5. Remember when Toro gets shot and like the baby's missing for a second? I was like, oh, is he flying? And he was just behind a basket. But
I don't want him to fly.
He can make himself float. Fine. Wild prediction. I'm throwing out another wild prediction. Baby Yoda flies this season.
Okay.
Even
Maybe...
if he's going to put on the jetpack.
Yeah. Oh. He gets his own tiny jetpack. This is a thing from Twilight.
I'm just going to mute your mic real quick.
Maybe there's like a Force ability to control someone's emotions. Like calm someone down.
Force Twitter.
Huh?
Control someone's emotions. I'm just making a Twitter troll joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about
I think I'm funny.
any new Force abilities, but I think we could see him being able to use the Force a little bit stronger.
Sure. Maybe he can use the Force without having to take a nap.
Yo.
Kunks990, how would you feel if Baby Yoda went through the world between worlds just to give Biggs a hug? I'd feel great about that. If he just, like, he does to Biggs what Ezra did for Ahsoka, and right before Biggs' ship explodes, he pulls him out of that cockpit, and Biggs has been alive this whole time.
Where has he been?
On the beach, like in that comic. On the beach with Porkins, having fun. Everyone assumed that comic was a prequel, but it's actually just taking place after the Battle of Endor, where they're just living it up.
Oh, I'll let you read the
Oh,
next
no.
one.
I didn't ask for this. Lewis Sutcliffe, thanks for the super chat. Baby Biggs would slap the hell out of Baby Yoda. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
Also, Baby Biggs would just be a baby with a mustache. Yes, Pippin.
Oh, Pippin.
Yes,
It is
Pippin.
not dinner time yet.
What time is it?
It's almost 5.
It's getting there.
Yeah, we'll probably go for about 10 more minutes. And we have officially caught up on super chats. Holy cow. Chewy99, thank you for the super chat. Do you think we might see the eclipse in The Mandalorian? My theory is that the eclipse is the main base of the Shattered Empire, perhaps just a glimpse. That is possible, especially like if they're going to Ilum, maybe the eclipse is there. And I mean, they were going to have the eclipse be in Colin Trevorrow's episode 9. So, you know, I think there's possibilities there.
Yeah. Could be.
But if it is, it will just be a glimpse. I agree.
I want to make it to where he's just barely peeking out.
Oh, Elijah Neal says, wouldn't Baby Biggs just be Smalls? That's adorable. Okay.
Magic hand, baby.
We caught up on super chats, and it's been almost 2 hours. Let's go for 10 more minutes, and then feed the cats.
Okay. And feed well, we fed ourselves before this, but I'm strangely hungry again. All this news is
It's been a busy day. We woke up.
Metabolism going. Oh yeah, we got up early today because we were thinking maybe something would happen, and it would happen earlier than we normally get up. We don't normally get up at 9 a.m.
Got an appetite for news, BN says. Also, the Black Douglas, I wasn't going to do trivia this stream, but I see, and I know this one, and I think you might know it too. We'll see. Who played Leia in Rogue One?
Ingvild Delia.
Nice.
I don't know if I said that correctly, but...
That's close enough.
Yeah.
Sam114256, thanks for the super chat. Have you seen the official Lego Baby Yoda build? You have. I don't think I have.
It's a leaked picture. Right. And yes, I've seen it, and it's adorable. And I cannot wait.
I'm sure we'll build it. We'll build it on stream.
Give it to me now, please.
Lego, if you're listening.
But if you're listening, Lego, I will ask more politely. Please. Please.
Ted comments says, why not feed dog?
Dog.
Because he's actually asleep for once.
Dog is being very good right now.
He's been great. I can't believe this. He was in quite the mood.
And he's smart for writing dog, because
he is.
If we say his name, then
he probably won't be. Maybe we can get him riled up for the last 8 minutes. People like that.
That was savage.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe it was the trivia.
Sleep of Giants, thank you for another super chat, who just says, you're not caught up in super chats. Keep streaming forever. Well, Molly's going to be on her show tonight at 9. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's a Fall Guys update.
And I'll be streaming Fall Guys later on my Twitch channel.
And I have a Twitch channel too, and I'm gonna...
Both are linked in the description of this video.
We can't stream at the same time, so we have to be like...
No, we can.
Whose turn is it?
We can.
Can we?
Yeah, the internet's fine now. Right. Our internet was down to like 1 megabit per second for some reason, and we called Comcast, got it straightened out, and now it's fine.
Okay.
It can handle it.
I still think it would make more sense, or it would make less sense for us to stream at the same time.
If we're streaming something together.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, there's 930 people in here, so we should each get 930 followers, right? On Twitch?
On Twitch.
Anyway, we've been having fun on Twitch, and they're both linked down in the description. And we would love to have you over there, where we do non-Star Wars stuff.
Protect your eardrums if I'm playing Fall Guys.
People are actually asking about Ryan and trying to get a crown last night. We'll keep that off. He did not yet.
The server dropped him.
I want to answer actual Star Wars questions while we're still here. And I just saw one chat. I love that we're having a lot of chat. But
I haven't played a ton of the Batu Sims because we're waiting on the rest of my new computer to get here so that I can play it and stream it.
Ooh. Kato Ho Tin Song, do you think we might see the Beskar destroying weapon, the Duchess, from Rebels in season 2 or future seasons? I want to say that like they destroyed it for good in Star Wars Rebels because that was kind of Sabine's thing and it was an emotional victory for her, so I don't want the Duchess to come back. But if it were maybe in a flashback, that'd be cool, or if it were just something new. But I mean, the Empire could have rebuilt it. I don't know. That was potentially like I think that would be interesting and scary. Like for people that saw Rebels, they'd be like, "Oh damn!"
Yeah.
But and Blue Kestrel asks what your show is. It's
if you guys are fans of the Schmodown, I am one of the co-hosts on A Certain Point of View over on YouTube. We just started our Patreon, which is very exciting. And we do reactions for all the Schmodowns, and we have a weekly show on Sunday nights. But every night that there's a match, we're on live 9 p.m. Pacific time. There's my plug.
The Tree Shaker just said, "Hi, Alex. Got a picture with you at Celebration, and you were very cool about it, considering you were chasing Molly in the Queen's escort. Much love."
Yeah, you lost me.
I lost Molly multiple times, but it was all worth it.
Well, there was like 30 handmaidens.
I don't know how I kept losing you guys, but And Callum Samuel has a very important question. What color would Baby Yoda's lightsaber be? Go. First color that goes in your mind.
Green.
Okay.
But also any color he wants.
I mean, green is... I don't know how you can think of anything else besides green for a little Yoda, but...
Yeah. Or... I don't know.
Maybe he wields the Darksaber eventually.
Ooh.
Maybe that's how they get the Darksaber.
Yeah,
Maybe he force pulls it away.
It's not force pull, it's a force snatch.
Ooh. Force gimme.
Force gimme. Force gimme.
Ted Comet, thanks for another super chat. What if Baby Yoda is actually some demon spawn that is using a new force ability to disguise himself as the cutest thing ever? Molly doesn't like that one. You made Molly sad.
No. I think that would make a lot of people angry.
Someone brought this up earlier, but Roberto Esparza asks if the icy planet is Hoth and if they're following Luke's path. I do kind of like that idea. I think that's interesting because it does seem like the most solid lead for the Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. If he's trying to find Jedi, I'm sure he could find some information about Luke. I want to see how he gets his first clue. Like, does he just go into a bar and be like, anybody know anything about any sorcerers?
I mean, maybe that one-eyed guy has a lead for him.
Maybe. So, like, I do think that's a pretty cool idea.
Hi, Pippin. He's off screen.
Ray Hines asks if there's any chance that Graffiti Planet is Lothal. Kind of hope not, because it looked real banged up, and the last time we saw it, it looked a lot nicer, and I would like to think that once the Empire was kicked off, like, things got better and stayed that way.
There's Pippin.
Star Wars Doctrine says, digging the mustache. Thank you. Right now it's just like scruffing a mustache, but soon it'll just be a mustache. And I think it'll look better.
Mustache Squadron. Get ready for a lot of streaming of Squadrons come October 2nd.
Oh, so sorry, Kellis. I just missed that. Kellis, thank you for the super chat and said, thanks for all you do. Top 3 Star Wars soundtracks.
Like tracks?
I think full movie.
Top 3. A New Hope.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go A New Hope. Okay.
No, you do yours first, because I'm not sure which tracks are on which ones.
I think A New Hope, Empire, and Phantom Menace are my favorites. I remember listening to the Phantom Menace non-stop. I got it for Christmas in 1999 and just slapped it in my little Discman. Fell asleep to it every night. Dreamed about lightsaber duels.
I'll say A New Hope, Empire, and The Force Awakens.
Okay.
Just because I love all the music in The Force Awakens.
I like Rey's theme a lot, and the
First Order theme is
the
bomb.
First Order theme is great, and the March of the Resistance gets stuck in my head all the time. Stop it! No, stop! The RM Network has a question. Stop it. Thank you for the super chat, RM Network. Will the baby say his first word this season?
I don't know.
I kind of hope not. I don't know. I don't know that I want him to talk.
Yeah, I think he's not done cooing yet.
If he is like the equivalent of 5 years old, he probably should be talking, but maybe he can talk and he's just like, I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna guess no. I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, Groot could only say one thing. I guess 2 things technically, but even when he was baby or adolescent Groot, he kept saying the same stuff. So
I just don't think I would be satisfied with however he sounds.
yeah, he just like he needs to sound like a baby, and babies aren't saying words.
Well said.
Doing talking.
Decaf Coffee, thanks for the super chat. Not a fan of the new Abyssin design. It's just a green Cyclops, not as alien as the Cantina Mask EU design. What are your thoughts? He definitely looks different.
He didn't strike, like when I saw him in the trailer, I was like a little confused, and I don't want to say put off, but I was just like, what species is that? And you reminded me we've seen one in the Cantina before, and I was just like, it gives me like what's that show called? With
Hercules?
with Bender and
Futurama.
Yeah, it gives me Futurama vibes, and
Lilu, is that her name? No, that's Fifth Element.
Does it start with an S? I don't know. It gave me Futurama vibes and not Star Wars vibes.
I gotcha. It definitely did look less alien and more like Greek mythology. I agree with you. But
didn't help that he was green.
Yeah. He's probably going to be in one episode, and that's it. That'd be my guess. Oh my gosh. Like, we're already over the 10-minute mark. Okay. We gotta just answer a few more super chats, and we gotta go. Chewy99, thanks for the super chat. Who do you think the one girl in the trailer was? No idea.
Oh yeah, she was the one girl in the trailer, huh? Well, we don't know.
The rumor is Sabine. I don't buy it fully, so I'm just gonna chalk it up to I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna say either another bounty hunter, someone who knows Kara, or just a random Mandalorian that will be traveling with Bo-Katan.
Okay. I do like the idea of just him meeting more Mandalorians, especially Mandalorians that don't keep their helmets on, that are like, what are you doing, bud? Like, you don't have to do that.
Super old school, man.
Yeah. Beaver, thanks for the super chat, just says OnlyFans.
Fun fact, I just learned what that was. And my interest is piqued.
We were joking about doing an OnlyFans, but like actually doing nothing dirty on it at all.
There are accounts that do that. Didn't Zach and Ryan say they had one? Or were they just joking?
They're joking.
I don't know. I said I was going to make one, and it would just be me playing with Hilo.
Yeah.
Wholesome content.
Just our wholesome OnlyFans. Anakin and his angel, thanks for the super chat. Hey guys, do you expect there to be any more trailers for the show being only 45 days away? I'm curious to see how they'll market it until then.
Hi, Jim Marie.
Hey.
Yeah, we said potentially there would be another trailer. I think more than likely a TV spot or two with maybe a couple of new shots. But we don't want to see any big reveals in the trailers.
I am expecting them to do one more. Season 1 got 2 trailers. I think this one will as well. I'm expecting 2 weeks before it comes out, there's going to be another trailer and probably a TV spot or two. So
yeah,
that'd be my guess. Ted Comet, thanks for the super chat. Do I think a PS4 $200 VR headset is worth it just for Squadrons?
A PS4?
Yeah,
headset?
the PS4 VR.
Would that work with the PS5?
I don't know.
I'd wait for the PS5.
Yeah, that's a good point. But even then,
I mean, it's going to be expensive, but it's eventually the PS4 stuff will get phased out. and you'll be stuck with having to get the PS5 stuff.
Yeah, like I have not had the chance to play Squadrons in VR at all. That wasn't in the build that we got to try out. So, and even then, like I can't wait to try it. I don't know that I would get a VR set for just one game. If there were other VR games on the PS4.
You did it for Vader Immortal.
That's true. Touche.
You were like, am I going to get the quest? Oh, it's here.
Well, I had to keep up. It's our job to keep up with Star Wars content. Yeah, so
it's a tax write-off.
I'm trying to say, if you're just a gamer, and I even said in my review, I said I would not get an Oculus Quest if all you want is Vader Immortal. Like, if you have an interest in VR,
unless you just have the money to burn.
Sure, like everyone does this day and age. The Quest is a very good introductory VR headset because it's like zero setup. It's so easy.
And it's not connected to the computer or anything, right?
But you can connect it to a computer and stream Steam VR games to it. So it does have, it's got some cool features to it. I would just say don't get any VR headset for just one game. Like,
also, we haven't played it yet, so we don't, like, there's potential that VR Squadrons could be nauseating.
Oh, I definitely think I'm going to spend 1 hour in it and be like, blah.
I mean, I think it'll be something you just have to get used to. And I think they've said as much about, like, doing various design tweaks to make it not nauseating.
Uh-huh.
But it'll be interesting to see.
I promise feels. I will do a full, like, I gotta see, this is for you guys. I have the VR headset. I ordered a HOTAS stick and throttle.
For you guys.
Yeah, for you. So you know how it plays and I can give you my recommendation. But I do plan on I'll do a stream, and I might need your help with that, where, like, I'm VR, HOTAS, I won't be able to read chat, so you'll probably have to, like, be in Discord asking me questions.
Okay, I'll be your astromech droid.
Oh, I love it.
Beep boop beep.
What is it, girl? I kind of love
what's
that.
What's my astromech name?
M2D2. We'll think on that. I can see you don't like that.
No, M0LE.
Okay, L3.
Yeah, M0L3.
Nice.
Ta-da!
Well done.
Here you go, Lucasfilm. You're welcome.
Oh boy. Okay, I think 2 super chats left here. PW Gregory, his first word should be unlimited power.
Unlimited power.
As he flies. I'm fine with that. Hacked bot, thanks for the super chat. Will Cameron Monaghan reprise his role as from Fallen Order in Mando season 2 on Ilum? No, I don't think I would choose to live on Ilum.
No.
Especially if you have, like, this newfound family that's super awesome. I think I'd hang out with all of them.
Yeah.
Someone else, Ted Comment, said MOL3 as well.
Make it happen.
All right.
Put it in a movie or a story. We
have got to wrap this stream up, but thank you all so much. That was our biggest stream that we've ever had. Again, Molly will be streaming at a certain point of view at 9. I'll probably be streaming on my Twitch channel at around 8 or so. I'm going to be doing Fall Guys again because it just got an update, and I got to fight the big Yeetus, as they call it now. Oh, the big hammer.
The Yeetus.
The Yeetus. I thought it was the big Yeetus.
Oh, the big
Yeetus.
I still don't know what yeet means.
It means, like, to be launched. If I'm understanding context clues from the children.
Okay.
The youngins. The youths.
Okay.
So they keep saying I got yeeted off something.
Oh.
So
So like
shoved off, pushed off.
So Boba
knocked
Fett
off.
got yeeted into the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
I did it.
You did it. We're young.
Hello, fellow millennials.
Also, now's a good time to talk about we are planning on doing. So last year for season 1, we would do an episode review. We're still going to do that, and then after that, we did like a recorded breakdown. Eat to discard at high velocity. Thank you, Zachary. Instead of doing like a pre-recorded breakdown like we did last year, we're going to try to do kind of an after show where it'll be live streamed on StreamYard, well, to here, but we'll have different guests on. So we've already been talking to some people like the Force Center guys and just a bunch of other YouTubers and podcasters and friends.
Just creators in general.
Yeah. Star Wars fans and creators, so we can just do like a weekly collab and have a big, nice conversation about the episode. So we will be doing that every Friday afternoon as the episodes come out. So you can have that to look forward to as well. But thank you guys so much for hanging out this whole time. 1,200. We maxed out at 1,200 and we're still like at the end of the stream over 700. That's insane. So thank you all so much for your support and your viewership. We love you all. May the Force be with you. I have spoken. This is the way.
This is the way. Bye. Bye, guys.